So it's been 2 months since the PlayStation VR2 was launched, and what I wanted to do is take a look at all of the games that are either currently out or at least announced and coming for the PSVR2, because of course pre-launch, like I think maybe a couple weeks before launch, there was maybe, what was it, like 30 something games that was announced at the time. We've had a bunch of games come out since then. I've played a bunch. I want to kind of chime in and also talk about some of the games that I played as we go through this, some of the games that I'm interested in, and then also take a look at, you know, some of the different games that are available on the store, and see what do we really have so far for the PSVR2. So if you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to stick around for more. We do a variety of gaming content. We talk about the games and play the games, kind of the best of both worlds here on the channel. Obviously, really enjoying PSVR2. You guys seem to like the PSVR2 content as well, so gonna keep doing that alongside all the other content. Let's go over to the PlayStation Store. Now, the first thing I want to do is actually check out the demos. Now, unfortunately, there's not as many demos for as many games as there are in the PlayStation Store that I would hope. So you do have a demo for Horizon Call of the Mountain, Resident Evil Village, Star Wars, Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, NFL Pro Era, which I played the demo for this. That was a lot of fun, but I didn't get the full game. Puzzling Places, Drums Rock, which I also played, a lot of fun. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Song in the Smoke, I haven't tried that yet, and Cosmonious High, which I did install, but I never got to try it yet, so I'm gonna have to do that. So I wish there was more demos, especially with VR. The whole thing is like, you know, sometimes you just need to know if you're gonna enjoy an experience. So let's go through this. So two of the games, obviously, that we have so far are games that if you already own on the PS5, you're getting a VR version. So that's obviously Gran Turismo 7, which is just phenomenal, by the way, in VR. Just a really, really cool game in VR. Really great experience. I think it's one of the better VR games, in all honesty. And then, of course, we have... maybe I shouldn't click on these because it takes a while to load. I don't know why. Resident Evil Village. Now, here's the thing. We have Resident Evil Village, which again is, I think, is ironically one of the best games, which is kind of funny because the two games that are flat screen seem to have the best VR modes. So maybe they should just add more VR modes to more flat screen games. I would love to see that. It would even, you know, expand the library and give people more incentive to buy PSVR2. We talked about that in a different video. But the point is, we're also getting Resident Evil 4 Remake VR at some point in the near future. I'll bring you guys gameplay on that, checking it out as well when the time comes. But as of right now, we don't have it, but it is coming, so keep in mind to add that. We have No Man's Sky. I haven't really tried that. Creed Rise to Glory, I've been eyeballing it. It looks kind of fun, you know, definitely like a workout to like box and stuff. A lot of VR games, you know, it's really good to get you into cardio, into you know, cardio exercise, and just to get a little bit more fit. So honestly, I think VR is good for your health too in that sense. There's still a little debate on whether it's good for your eyes or not. Pavlov, one of the most realistic FPS games I've ever played. Really fun. I got to make more videos on it. I highly recommend that. Then we got The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, Chapter 1 and 2. So Chapter 1's down here. I played through that on the channel. A lot of fun. I've yet to get to Chapter 2. Just busy with other content. I will get to that eventually, Lord willing. But if you're a Walking Dead fan, obviously, I think you're gonna love these games inherently, naturally. Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition. This one was a lot of fun. I downloaded the demo and like, man, I gotta buy this game. And then, funny enough, PlayStation Canada sent me an email with Horizon Call of the Mountain and this game as well, which I was really surprised because it's not first party. It comes from Disney, so I don't know how they secured a code for me on that one, but I'm super grateful. I had a blast playing through it. Again, this is another one, if you want to see gameplay and see what it's like, I have it on the channel. But this game is a lot of fun. If you're a Star Wars fan, I highly recommend it. Is it as good as like Star Wars Jedi or something? You know, Jedi Survivor, or no, it was Fallen Order, the first one, eh? Survivor's coming out soon, which we're going to play on the channel too. It's not maybe not necessarily that level, but it's very vibrant, very colorful, very, I mean, you're immersed in the Star Wars world. If you're a Star Wars fan, I guarantee you will probably like this to some extent. Synth Riders I've been looking at. Basically, Synth Riders, I want to click on it really quick. It's kind of cool if you haven't seen it. So basically, you have your two, you know, controllers, and it's all about, you know, moving your arms. It's like Beat Saber, like it's a rhythm game like that, but it's a little different, right? It's kind of more like you have these two balls that are colored, and then you're just kind of like going with the flow with these patterns. I wanted to buy this too. I've yet to do that yet. It's also worth noting, yes, Beat Saber has been announced, and Beat Saber is coming to the PSVR2 as well. It's not on here yet, which is weird. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. Horizon Call of the Mountain, it's like largely a rock climbing simulator. It's a lot of fun. And I think it does a good job at showcasing some of the features of the PSVR2. But it could have been a little bit better. I think I gave it, what did I give it, like a 7.5 or an 8 or something? I can't remember. It was solid, but just, I wish there was a little bit less climbing and a little bit more combat. But really, really fun game, a good first party game. I'd probably wait for a sale, to be honest. I don't know if I'd pay full price for this one, in all honesty, because it is like $80 Canadian, which is like what, $70 American, I think. Anyways, Kayak VR Mirage. Ironically, this is a game that I wanted to pick up, like at launch. It was supposed to be one of the first games that I ever played. That's what was my intention, but I never ended up doing it. And the reason is like it's just like a beautiful kind of, you know, world simulation where you just kayak through all these beautiful environments, kind of like Flight Simulator, I guess, but it's more like a kayak simulator, and it's more realistic because again you're kind of moving, you know, your kayak paddles around and whatnot. So I do want to check this out. I heard there's like online, right, like you can race people online and stuff. I heard great things about this. I just haven't got to check it out yet. Let me know if you've tried it and if you think I should, you know, check it out. I don't know why it takes so long to load when we back out here. Tetris Effect. Again, I believe this is one that's normally flat screen but has a VR mode. I've never played, you know, any of these games personally, but I think they're very intriguing and I would like to. I'm not willing to pay $50 for Tetris. That's all. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't understand it. Switchback VR. Yes, I got this one for free. A review code. I reviewed it. I have gameplay on the channel. I can't compare it to, what was it, Rush of Blood on the PSVR 1 because I never owned that. I never had a PSVR 1. But I had a lot of fun with this. If you like the whole dark pictures series, it's pretty freaky. It's not like the freakiest thing ever, but I mean in VR, you know, there's only so much I could. I was freaking out. I'll be honest. I was a little scared. Maybe a lot scared. It's a lot of fun. I had fun. It's basically a rail shooter. You know, again, you can check out gameplay I have on the channel if you want to see what it's like, or watch the trailer or whatever. Job Simulator, there's that. I haven't really checked it out. Pistol. I know we're taking a lot of time, by the way. It's only because these are all the games I've played seem to be towards the top. It's gonna go a little faster in a minute. Pistol Whip, amazing game. I think like if you get a PSVR 2, you have to get Pistol Whip. It is one of the most fun games ever. Again, it's more like a rhythm game where you shoot things based on the music. So you're going through and there's all these people, these enemies that you gotta shoot, and it's all to the rhythm, right? It's a lot of fun. Visually, you might think like this looks a little, you know, odd, you know, art style wise, but it's a very unique art style. It's a ton of fun to play. There's 2 different campaigns as well that take you through like basically 5 songs, and then at the end there's like a big boss fight like you see in this screenshot. Again, I got some gameplay up on screen for Pistol Whip. This is another one, yes, I did get also for free from the devs. Huge thanks to them for that. But again, I'm giving you guys just my honest thoughts on all these things, and I think this is one of the games that, like, to me, it's like a must-have if you got a PSVR 2. If there's a must-have game, it's that one. And if you're a racing fan, obviously Gran Turismo 7 is a must-have for VR. If you are a fan of horror, Resident Evil Village in VR is a must-have. All right, so then we got like Swordsman VR. I haven't played this game. I heard some stuff about it. I guess it's like some kind of like gladiator sort of style stuff that you fight enemies in like a barbaric kind of scenario. It looks interesting, but I've yet to play it. But anyways, we have that on the PSVR 2 as well. Man, I really wish that it wouldn't take so long to load when we backed up. Mossbook 1 and 2. I don't know where 1 is. I can't see 1, but 1 and 2. Again, PlayStation Canada sent me this. I've yet to play through the entirety of both. I tried a little bit of Mossbook 1. A really, really fun game. I gotta click on it just to show you guys and explain it real quick. Because, again, this is number 2 I haven't played. Basically, it's like you're like this giant observing everything going on, and you're controlling everything. So you're moving this little mouse around. It's like basically like a 3D VR platformer, essentially, right? So you got a lot of puzzles you got to figure out, how to progress through to the next area. A lot of fun, honestly. I think this is probably up there in one of my more recommended games. If you do have a PSVR 2, and it's one of the games that is really good to kind of get used to VR, because the thing about VR, you got to get your VR legs, meaning like, you know, you might get motion sick at first playing some of these VR games that are super, you know, motiony, but this is just one where it's like you're more stationary, and you can just kind of look around the world and get used to the whole VR experience. So I think it's really good for that, and it's a lot of fun. I might be a sucker for platformers. Drums Rock, basically, it's like Rock Band, the drums from Rock Band, but in VR. There's not a lot of like big licensed songs, I guess, for, you know, it costs a lot of money. They have a lot of their own songs. You know, the songs are fun to play. They're not like the craziest songs ever, but it's a fun game. I think it's only like 20 bucks this game anyways. So for 20 bucks, I think it's worth it. If it was like 50 bucks, I'd say probably not. But for 20 bucks, I think it's definitely worth it. Sorry, there's a couple more I got to click on. After the Fall Complete Edition, this is one that I haven't played yet, but I've been very intrigued. I've had a couple people say they played it. You guys can let me know if you think it's worth playing it if you have. But it seems to be more like sort of like there's like some kind of zombie apocalypse that's multiplayer. It seems to be like 4-player, which is very intriguing as well. So I'm really excited to eventually check that one, but I just haven't got the chance yet. Vacation Simulator, I don't know a lot about it. We got Pro Era, so you know, some football. Townsman VR. Jurassic World Aftermath. It has more of a cartoon comic book style, but I've also wanted to check this one out as well. If you guys have played it, let me know. There's actually no screenshots here, unfortunately. But if you look up gameplay or the trailer, you'll see what it looks like. Very comic book style, so very intriguing in that sense. The Light Brigade is another game that I've seen some people playing. There's like some like fitness games like this, Cosmonius High, Gorn. You know, now I'm just gonna zip through some of these. I'm not gonna spend too much time because, you know, I don't want to make this a 30-minute video. Afterlife VR looks a little freaky. I gotta click this one for a second. Only 20 bucks. Wait, is it already out? Oh, it came out yesterday. I didn't even know it was coming out already. Okay, I might have to check this one out. This one looks freaky. I'm not even gonna click on it. I'm not even opening these full screen. Screw that. It looks freaky. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's good, but it looks freaky. So maybe if you guys have tried it, let me know if it's any good or whatnot. But another horror game. Anyways, Cities VR Enhanced Edition. What is this? Ragnarok. Zombieland. Headshot. Fever Reloaded. I've also debated this one. I just like games that are based off of movies. I like the art style. Again, it has like very cartoony comic book art style. But games that are based on like movies sometimes are very like corny and just dumb. But this actually looks pretty intriguing, so it might be worth picking up. And I really do like that art style, that kind of comic book style. I'm a sucker for that. Maybe it's the comic book fan in me. So we have that. I mean, like you can see, there's already a lot of games. But by the way, let me know if you have played that and if it's good. Then we got Res Infinite. I haven't really checked that out. Moss Book 1, there's that one. We got all these other games here. I'm not going to read them all. Before Your Eyes is only about like a 2-hour game. Very short, but very emotional. Like very emotional. If you like emotional games that are going to grab your heart, that's a recommended for me there. But again, 2-hour game. Just be wary that, you know, it's a very short game. Not a lot of replayability value. It's more like a one and done. Experience the story, and there you have it. But it uses your eyes, so you blink and a scene skips. So yeah, it's interesting how they do that. And then there's a few other games here that I haven't really checked out. I mean, some pretty interesting stuff. This one looks interesting just based on like the thumbnail. But like when you, I don't know. I don't know a lot about this game. It looks kind of like almost like Phantasy Star or something. I don't know. I might be wrong in saying that, but I don't know. It's like, you know, fantasy kind of combat RPG. That's what it looks like. I don't know if it's an RPG, but it kind of gives me that vibe. Other games like that. With the Bat's a lot of fun. It's very, you know, doesn't take itself very serious at all. So if you like a very unserious game, it's just wacky and fun, and it just, you know, you gotta hit stuff and kind of do these weird puzzles, like smack a cereal box into a bowl, or smack a cereal box so it can flip and then pour cereal into a bowl. Just weird stuff like that, man. It's just really random stuff. Or I got some gameplay on the channel. You can check it out. Yeah, so there's a few other air guitar. I don't know. I was gonna check that out, but I'm not really sure if it's very good. So as you can see, some of these are maybe like lesser quality games. Some of them are maybe games that, you know, are worth checking out. The last Clockwinder looked a little interesting. Was it this game that I was thinking of? Yeah, this game looks kind of interesting. I like the art style. I don't know a lot about it. Again, if you guys have played it, let me know if it's good. But again, I'm just going through some of the games that you can expect, or you know, you can see on the PSVR2. Some other games. Across the Valley, I've played. It's a little buggy. They've been patching it and trying to fix it. Basically, you're on a farm, and you have to, you know, it's a farming simulator. Basically, you build up your farm, and you do farm chores. So if you're into that kind of game, again, I got gameplay on the channel. If you want to see what it's like, then there's that. This is feeling like a whole like ad just for like, yo, check out the other content. That's not what I'm trying to do. but I do have a lot of gameplay for a lot of these games. Sorry, my neck's stiff. If you want to check it out. Hello Neighbor, self-explanatory, you may have heard that, seen that game. Some of these games are new in the past like few days, by the way, that have just been posted. So Seeker My Shadow, I'm recording this on April 20th. I'm probably gonna post it on the 22nd though, which is the 2-month anniversary. Song in the Smoke, Runner, you know, Galaxy Heart, there's a bunch of random games like that. You know, Box to the Beat, I don't know what that is. That one's new. I guess another simulator rhythm game, I mean, where you're boxing, you're punching stuff to the beat. So again, a lot of this is really good for your cardio, you know, get fit, get exercising. Aces of Thunder, I'm excited about that one because it's basically like VR. I mean, look, it's like dog fighting, right? But in VR, you know how crazy it's gonna be? Yeah, you're probably gonna get a little motion sick if you don't have strong VR legs. Again, I would highly suggest building up your VR legs. But like, look at this. You're like inside, you know, a combat, what we call it, jet, whatever. You know, it's all aviation based. And you're just doing dog fights, man. It's crazy. The graphics don't look that good, but like honestly, for what you see on the flat screen, it'll probably, you know, the 3D adds something that it just, you know, it kind of makes up for the lesser graphics sometimes. This one, I don't know what this is, okay? I don't know if it's any good, but I love pool. So you give me pool, and I like pool games. I used to play pool on this game. What was it called? Pogo.com, I think it was, back in the day. It had a bunch of like weird arcade games like pool and stuff, and you play against other people online. Let me know if you guys ever played on that website way back in the day. But anyways, I played that, and so I'm a sucker for games like pool. So I don't know how this is gonna work. You don't really have a trailer. We just have kind of like these far away, almost like third person. We're not looking at ourselves in third person, but we're looking at everyone else in third person. Like it's not showing any screenshots of you actually, you know, taking a shot. So how does that work? I guess you get in close and it probably works fine. I don't know. I'm intrigued though. I don't know when it comes out, but I'm very intrigued about that one. There's this one here, Cactus Cowboy, is completely free, so you can just download it, which is really cool. Firewall Ultra, we talked about this one. This is first party. It's basically like think about like almost Rainbow Six tactical style shooter in VR is basically what it is. We talked a little bit more about it in a different video. I don't want to spend too much time because again, we're already making this video longer than I thought it would be, but I'm really looking forward to this game. I cannot wait to check it out. Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord, so you know we got a Ghostbusters game. Hell Sweeper VR. Hubris, this looks kind of creepy. What is this actually? Okay, I don't know what this game is, but the graphics look pretty insane. Pretty cool. Like not like mind-blowing, but pretty intriguing. Okay, I have no idea what this is. I feel like I've seen someone play this before on like another VR system. They say when it's coming soon. That's it. I don't know, man. If you guys know anything about this game, I like again, this one's just came up. So if you know anything about it, let me know. Again, the whole point is like checking out what do we have available right now. Pixel Ripped, Knock, Lo-Fi. I mean, Journey to Foundation. What is this? We don't really have much of a. Interesting. Okay. Intriguing. I don't know if I don't know what it's about, but it's intriguing. You know, kind of space style. Humanity. And then we're getting close to the end, by the way. Synapse, Talking Dogs, VR2 compatible. So I guess this one is not usually VR2, but we're bringing it over. The Foglands was recently announced for like a month ago on State of Play. We got a bunch of games. This one's like very intriguing to me because like sort of like Japanese kind of like anime vibes. In some way. I don't know what it is or what it's about or if it's any good, but it's intriguing to say the very least. And then finally we got a couple more. Like these are all new down here, I think. Well, this one was announced a few days ago. This comes out May 16th. This is another one that the art style is really intriguing and I have no idea what it's about, but I'd be interested in checking it out. Because again, it's just the art style's like intriguing and whatnot. We have this mini golf, but again, like the pool one, we don't see any kind of, you know, first person gameplay shots. It's just showing us more of the different locations and environments where you can play mini golf. If it's done well, I think this could be a lot of fun because mini golf is another game that I've enjoyed in both in real life and playing like video game versions way back in the day on like Windows 95 and whatnot. So if this is done well, I think this could be a lot of fun. But again, this comes out May 11th. I have no idea how much it is, so I don't know. We'll see. And then finally, Red Matter 2, which I have not seen. Again, this seems to be a newer one that has just been added. Interesting graphically. I guess has to do with more kind of space exploration and things like that. I don't really know what it's about, but the point is, it's also part of the lineup. So in case you're wondering, by the way, if we scroll, these are rows by 5. So we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 81, 82, 83. 83 games are on here. One of them, actually, I didn't see here. I don't know why it's not here, but VR Skater. I just realized we didn't see it. I'm really looking forward to trying out VR Skater. It's not in the list anymore. I don't know why. But it was announced that it's coming out this summer. But yeah, for some reason, I don't know, it's not here. There's something with the PSVR2 store specifically that's like buggy, where some games disappear and then some games reappear like a week later. I don't know. So there's actually probably more than that. We're almost at 100 games on the PSVR2 store, either games that are already out or coming. So after 2 months, again, some of these games are kind of mediocre, some of them are kind of bland, but there's a lot in here that is worth checking out. Stuff I've already played, stuff I'm looking forward to checking out. And so I just, I don't know, we got a pretty good lineup. Like I said, we have some more stuff coming that has been announced, and hopefully there's a lot more, you know, first party support, that Sony really pushes hard support for this, because I think that's what it needs. If Sony lets this fail, that's just going to be a huge disappointment. But I think they're invested in this. I mean, if they weren't, they wouldn't have made a second VR unit, right? They made the PSVR 1. They would have just said, you know, whatever. But they're giving it another go, and I think they're invested in this. We've had Horizon Call of the Mountain. Hopefully they do other big, you know, first-party titles. Like I said, there is a lot of opportunity for games like Spider-Man, maybe even Ratchet and Clank, God of War, The Last of Us, Uncharted, I think would work beautifully in VR. So many possibilities. But let me know what you think of this lineup after 2 months. Do you think it's still kind of, you know, pretty bland and mediocre? Do you think it's a lot more enticing, a lot more, you know, reassuring? You know, there's a lot of games, like I said. There might be a lot of, you know, kind of small, weird, bland, kind of not so great games, but there's a lot of gems in here as well. You just gotta kind of sift through. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. This is very long. I just wanted to go through this. Didn't think it would take this long, but hey, it is what it is. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay well, stick around for more, and until the next one, game on. I'll see you guys soon.